This is the road down to the Dead Sea in Amman, Jordan. We left Mount Nebo a little while ago, and we're heading down into the Rift Valley that gives the area for the Dead Sea to be housed in. Not a ton of traffic out here, so the tourist buses either don't come this far, or then it's the middle of the day when they don't get down here. It's right at noon actually right now. About 600 feet elevation here. That means we've still got a good little ways to go down before we get to the place where we're at the sea level. Really fighting sleep, so I'm going to have to pull over at some point, probably down at the Dead Sea, and grab a little bit of a nap so I just am refreshed to get back and go. There was a dog back there, and my host in Saudi Arabia talked about dogs and how they're really not that popular in the Arabic culture because they're considered unclean, and cats are more preferred, and there are cats running around all over the place, and there were in Saudi Arabia at least. Not sure what kind of a building that was. It looked like it had security at the outside, so I don't know if that means the area is dangerous or if it means that it's some kind of a military or police installation. Had to grab the camera. We're going through a security checkpoint here. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
يزبط معك ها؟ Okay, let's see.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye-bye. military checkpoint there kind of woke me up a little bit, so that's a good thing. Always like when police in other countries actually do good things for you, and that is wake you up when you're sleepy. Heading down into the Jordan Valley. I don't know. My guess is that, yeah, what is directly in front of us is on the Jordanian side of the border, I'm sure. The Jordan River, where it enters the Dead Sea, is almost, it's only just really a trickle at this point in history, because it is, well, it's very much of a diverted river as it comes down through, because it provides the fresh water for so much of Israel, the entire northern part of Israel, and the north and the west side of the mountain range, which basically goes down through the middle of Israel, is all watered by water that is derived from diversions of the Jordan River. And my assumption is they have some kind of a compact with Jordan, relative to water, but I don't know what that really looks like. But Jordan pretty much catches up with Israel up just about the Sea of Galilee, and then from there all the way down to the Red Sea, it borders Jordan. And Jordan has been a fairly good country for Israel to deal with the last number of years, at least as I'm given to understand, and so there's not been any strife on the border such as there has been up north in the Golan, where Syria is, says that they own a part of that. We just keep winding our way down and down and down. And we probably are below sea level. I didn't see a sea level sign anywhere, but GPS says we're 200 feet below sea level, which seems about right for the circumstances here. Feet below sea level, or at least that's what the GPS says. We've got a mosque ahead. Now in Jordan, there is a difference between Jordan and Saudi Arabia, for instance. Saudi Arabia outlaws churches and prosecutes and even beheads natives that have converted from Islam to Christianity, whereas Jordan is much more tolerant of Christianity and doesn't use quite the same measures. Not super friendly to it, I would say, but enough so that there are some established churches that actually have crosses on them on the outside. Really need to figure out fairly soon how far it is to Petra, because this trip to the Dead Sea may have really cut my visit there short, especially if they close at 6 o'clock or something of that sort. Then that might almost make it not tenable. Now I'll still drive down because I've always wanted to see the area and see Petra itself, but it makes it a lot more jammed to do that. dust storm, and it turns out that it's the truck ahead of us hauling probably some kind of sand, and it's blowing all over. Jordan doesn't have the intense oil revenues that Saudi Arabia and some of the other Gulf states does.